Berlioz's other great dramatic concert work is his unique take on the classic Faust legend, The Damnation of Faust, premiered in Paris in 1846. And once again, as in Romeo and Juliet, we see that Berlioz, despite his reputation as the creator of the grand and grotesque, was also a lyrical composer of refinement and beauty. The Damnation of Faust is an astonishing sequence of colorful, fantastic scenes, every one of them bursting with the composer's seemingly endless imagination. But, as I've said, this is full disclosure here, I've long had problems with Berlioz's music. Its awkwardness, it's melodically, harmonically, it rarely seems to really settle into a groove. And this may be due to his somewhat haphazard training as a youth. He played the guitar, not the piano, which is the basic tool for understanding the fundamentals of harmony. Here, in the great final scene of Romeo and Juliet, in Friar Lawrence's eulogy to the young lovers, we're in E-flat major, and Berlioz writes this, which moves here. It's a real harmonic shortcut. The proper sequence would be this. Not this. Not only is it technically incorrect, it's unsettled, for lack of a better word. It goes against the fundamental logic of harmonic movement as we feel it. But then you step back and you read an early passage in the composer's memoirs where he discusses his lack of keyboard facility. Quote, "When I consider the appalling number of miserable musical platitudes to which the piano has given birth, which would have never happened had their authors been limited to pen and paper, I feel happy that I was forced to compose freely and in silence, having been delivered from the tyranny of the fingers, so dangerous to thought, and from the ordinary sonorities that fascinate composers of the keyboard." So Berlioz's lack of pianistic training and harmonic grounding were a great advantage to him that forced him to think and function outside of the accepted norms. So maybe I'm the one who needs to adjust my thinking, which allows a far greater appreciation of the power, the individuality, and the sincerity of his music. And this passage from the Damnation of Faust that we will examine demonstrates not only Berlioz's amazing lyrical gifts, but his technical brilliance in large-scale thematic transformation. Most of you know the lovely Dance of the Sylphs from the Damnation of Faust. Sometimes played in orchestral concerts. Well, it occurs near the end of part 2, where the fatalistic Faust, under the spell of Mephistopheles, is lured by the pleasures of the world, first to a low-down, rowdy tavern, which Faust rejects. So the devil transports him to the rose-covered banks of the Elbe River at night, where Faust is lulled to sleep by the woodland sprites as the chorus sings of nature's beauties. And we hear forest murmurs and gentle, fluttery, nocturnal sounds. There are a couple of full-throated passages, but as the music enters its final phase, we hear a passage of unbelievable beauty with these harmonies. It's so exquisite, this sequence. Major 7th, minor 7th, half diminished 7th, minor 7th, and the spirit chorus sings, "Everyone in life searches for a star," and Faust dreams of his future love, the maiden Marguerite, conjured by Mephistopheles, and Faust calls out her name. one of the most gorgeous passages ever written in any music. I've carried it around in my head for weeks at a time, and I don't try to stop it. But that's the end of this amazing scene. All right, I want to back up now where the magical night sounds begin. We hear the chorus singing this melody with these basic harmonies. So hang on to that melody. We attend voir. It's a lullaby. And as I said, there are a couple of big statements here. The chorus describes the rushing rivers and the mountains and the local peasants singing. But overall, this is tranquil and serene. There's little chirping birds. They're referred to as timid birds. Rustling of trees, and the voice of Mephistopheles floating through the air. Again, the main melody is this, and I'm doing this for a reason. So, after lakes and mountains and peasants, tranquility returns, the whispery, muted strings, and that gorgeous coda that we've already looked at. And the chorus, in soothing, hushed tones, sings, "Sleep, happy Faust." Mephistopheles congratulates his sprites as the first violins ascend with this figure, which are the first notes of the lullaby. But listen to what happens. Berlioz seamlessly leads us into the dance of the sylphs in the same basic meter as the lullaby, but it's divided in a totally different way. And when I re-examined this score a while ago, even though I was looking directly at the printed page and could see what was coming here, I still said, how did he do that? And then you figure it out, why this transition seems so natural. Because when you look back over the entire ensemble, you realize that the nature lullaby that we've been hearing is the dance of the sylphs. It's the same music, but on a much slower, expansive time scale, as if we ourselves, like Faust, are moving through a hypnotic dream. The violas play, and the first phase or incarnation of this theme which at the end of this ensemble begins to transform itself, just the outline. And it evolves into the actual dance. And in the lullaby, this phrase, now in the dance becomes this. And Berlioz is manipulating his ordering of time, passing slowly in the lullaby, then compressing itself and organically assuming an entirely new shape and rhythm and character in the dance, while maintaining still the same basic pulse. It's only one of the amazing passages in his monumental Damnation of Faust. Neither opera nor cantata, choral symphony, it's none of those. It is a revolutionary concert work, a drama not bound, thankfully, by the physical limitations of opera. So it plays like a series of fantastic cinematic scenes that we design in our own minds. It's amazing. Berlioz was a major celebrity in Germany and Russia. They adored him. But he was French, and it was there that he chose to remain and take his stand. And the French just didn't get it, or didn't want to. This wise, witty, world-weary genius, who several times considered abandoning composing, only to come roaring back with his next landmark masterpiece. Just amazing. Thank you.
Bercé